What's up guys, Gordon Briley here, and today I'm going to show you how to set up for the sit-up on the Evo Id. So I'm actually going to show you two different ways. The first being with the crossbar, or secondary would be whatever one you prefer, actually using the landmine that you can customize the angle, but they kind of function the same way. And this you wouldn't need any additional parts besides the swiveling seat. So in this setup, I actually have the crossbar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 up from the bottom. I have it showing from the very end, from the rail, 1, 2, 3, 4 holes exposed. And that's obviously even on both sides. So that's the distance. I'm 6'1", so that's how far away I need it to have my pelvis in the right location. So that's going to be some experimenting for you guys, making sure that when your legs are locked in, that your pelvis is seated in the right position and you're not overextending. It's probably worse if you're too far back. So that'll just take some experimenting. Should take just a few seconds since the rack is so easy to move in and out. So for this, I actually have it in the pivoting setup right now. So if you just put it in and lock it into the first hole without these holes being in it, then it will pivot. You can adjust it anywhere you want. If you actually pin it through the front and find a hole location, it will actually stop it from sliding left or right. So it'll be locked in place. So now I'm just going to come through here. I have these set wherever it's best set up for me, depending on the angle that you want to create. If you put the crossbar lower and kept these higher, obviously it's going to be a little more difficult. So that's up to you where you want to set them. But I have it with the two accessories, foot holders. So you have to order two of them. You can do it with just a single one, and I'll show you that in a second. So here I got these to actually help support me. I just get my feet in, and we're good to go. Again, I have it pivoting, so now I can actually have my pelvis be nice and safe because it's rotating with the bench, keeping the angle, which is a really good thing as far as keeping your back safe and just using your core. Now, if you wanted for some reason, which I don't really suggest, you could put it down in the next hole. I'm more just showing this so you know that you can do this, not necessarily for sit-ups, but now it's locked in place. It's no longer pivoting. And then hopefully you can kind of see a little bit of difference in how that functions. So now it doesn't pivot. It doesn't allow my pelvis to rotate with it, keeping me in good position. So I don't prefer this, but I do like it for when I want to do something where I'm seated. So it just works as a traditional seat. So if you just had the one accessory, this is actually probably a better setup. So now I forgot to change this back. I'm going to pull it up, put it through the front. And that works great. Getting in and out is nice and safe. I love this setup. Again, just move the crossbar if you want it to be more difficult, or move these. So next I'm going to show you actually with the setup in a slightly different way with the landmine, utilizing that. That's cool because you can be close to the ground, you can do ball taps, different stuff like that. So check out the next version. So all you're going to need is really just kind of some of your basic parts, accessories, hopefully that you'll already have. We have the foot holding pads. There's two of them. The way that I have it set up, you could do it with just a single one that you're slipping your feet underneath, or you can set it up similar to how a GHD holds your feet where you slide in between. So for this part of it, all I did was moved up depending on the angle that I want to create, I move the landmine up, pinned it, and now just tighten these knobs down. This is just a general angle, nothing specific about this, but the thing that we're going to need is we're going to need the swiveling seat. And the part that I love about this is the fact that when you actually go through the sit-up and your pelvis actually starts to rotate, a bench that would be locked in, your pelvis isn't necessarily going to rotate with it, and that can put a lot of strain on your back. So the whole concept behind this is if the bench can rotate slightly, the hips can follow, and you're going to be more supported, and you can kind of get into custom positions a little bit better based on that capability. So I'll actually show what I'm talking about. So the other part that you'll need is you need something that is the 2x2 tube. I have a front end pin, and if you don't, you'll have to get just a small piece that you can insert on, like so, and then you'll put it to wherever you want it, because this is too small for this seat to actually clip around it, so you would need this slightly bigger piece. So, and then you would just pin it through both of these into whatever hole, and this is where it's cool, is you can customize it based on how long your legs are, how much you want to bend them, stuff like this, so you can move this in or out. If you were super short, you could actually attach to this piece of the landmine, but most people are going to be somewhere within this range, and you could quickly change the steepness of this by moving this up or down, or what you could do is actually take this and shorten it, and that would actually change the angle as well. So you have a couple different ways of achieving that same setting. Now we just put this on here, but I'm actually going to use an accessory that I already have. Some of you will already have. You just put it on here, and we're going to slide it to the position where we want to lock it in. I'm going to put the seat on. Get it into that hole, and now we're good to go. I have these set here with enough space for my feet to get in. And now I just grab onto these, or if I have my rack out, I will grab onto that. But this rotates, so now just getting into it. Now we're good to go. And the seat actually rotates with me, keeping that pelvis in a better position. And then when I'm done, just slide out of it. You can move these anywhere within these holes. So if you need more room, you can change that. You can move those out. These with the quick knobs. If you have bigger feet or you want to go barefoot, you can move this in or out. So some customability that way. Or again, if you just have one of these, it's not quite as good, it's not going to hold quite as well, but you get the idea. So just knowing how to set it up, it only takes a few seconds. You got to have the right parts. So again, the seat and a piece that is actually the bigger tubing, so this will connect to it, and the accessories. I definitely suggest having two of these, but it's not absolutely necessary, but it does work best. But again, this is just how you set it up for sit-ups. Thanks for watching.